Hello, everybody. I'm Nina Burley, author of Courier's American Freak Show newsletter. In this week's Freak of the Week, I'm going to talk about a man who built his political career as an anti-abortion fanatic on the coattails of one of the most notorious crusaders against women's equal rights in modern American history, has never stopped lying about the 2020 election, spent the year before Trump's election amplifying Trump's claims that prosecutors had brought legitimate cases against him for fraud, sexual abuse, and plotting a coup, were weaponizing the law to go after him politically. And now he's in a position to weaponize U.S. law to execute Trump's goal of getting revenge on those very prosecutors and anyone else who disagrees with him. Depending on how plugged in you are, you may have guessed it. Our Freak of the Week is anti-abortion fanatic, big lie supporter, and revenge-minded acting U.S. District Attorney for D.C., Mr. Ed Martin. Mr. Martin is our freak this week because he's a political hack given nearly unchecked power, acting more like Trump's Roy Cohn than a lawyer who respects the American system, checks and balances. Within hours of becoming interim U.S. Attorney for D.C. on Inauguration Day, he dismissed pending January 6th related cases, fired prosecutors who were involved, launched an internal witch hunt for possible misconduct, and while in private practice, he had represented some January 6th defendants who he freed once in power. He has been publicly threatening political foes of Trump and Elon Musk on social media. He has vowed to use the power of his office to silence political speech.
Because I criticized Elon Musk, and I've been continuously criticizing Elon Musk for his raiding of our institutions and our very government, I'm getting a letter basically saying that I'm going to be investigated by the Department of Justice, essentially for using a metaphor and figure of speech.
In just 6 weeks, Martin has gone full Genghis Khan on the rule of law in Washington, and by extension, the United States. He is leveraging the power of the Justice Department against political opponents and intimidating career prosecutors seen as insufficiently loyal to Trump.
I'm sounding the alarm bells here, and I don't do that often.
Mr. Martin has zero experience as a prosecutor, but a long history as a political hack, willing to bend the rules for power's sake. A right-wing Catholic extremist, an anti-abortion fanatic, he made a career trying to force his narrow beliefs onto the general public. For decades, he worked side by side with Phyllis Schlafly, notorious foe of the Equal Rights Amendment and women's reproductive rights, eventually taking over her national operation.
And I think it's very interesting that these women who try to tell the world that they're self-reliant and independent and as capable as men look to the federal government to solve all their problems.
He has a history of favoring political aims over the law. As chief of staff to the Missouri governor, he destroyed his own emails in violation of state law, emails that were linked to political operations. Now, he has an expansive sense of his power. He even ordered the head of the criminal division in his office to freeze the assets of a $20 billion Biden climate change program without sufficient evidence of a crime. He is officially intervening in the curriculum choices of Georgetown Law School, sending a letter to the dean stating that students from a law school with any race or gender-based policies would not be considered for internship in his federal prosecutor's office. This week, Democratic senators have asked the D.C. bar to investigate him. Extremely dangerous, underqualified, and bent on revenge for his master. This man shouldn't be anywhere near the levers of power. I'll sign off with this from George Carlin. When you're born, you get a ticket to the freak show. When you're born in America, you get a front row seat. Sign up for my newsletter, American Freak Show, at American Freak Show News, and subscribe to Courier for more. See you next week.